The year is 2012. Nintendo just dropped New Super Mario Bros. U, the whopping 4th installment of the new Super Mario Bros. Series. It's a good game. They've really refined the formula for the series and popped out yet another great 2D platformer. And hopefully you'd agree, because little do you know, this is the last fully new 2D Mario game you'll see for a whopping 11 years. And with the fact it doesn't really do anything new, ironic considering its title, you're left wondering if Mario's 2D platforming escapades have finally hung up their hat. But hope is alive. I'm Kyle with 1UP Binge, and today we discuss how Super Mario Bros. Wonder will revive the 2D Mario series. First and foremost, you might be wondering, does 2D Mario really need revival? To explain what we're thinking, let's take a tour of the world of 2D platformers in general. It is, after all, the genre that really redefined gaming as we know it. All thanks to the main man Jumpman, Mr. Video Mario. And he's been putting out consistently good platformers over the last 35-ish years. Say what you will about the new Super series being redundant, but it'd be hard to argue they aren't at least good. So if Mario never really fell off, what's the issue? I'll tell you, the competition. But competition? Come on, you can't rival Mario, surely. Can you? Think of it like a game of Mario Kart. You're picking your character, you see Mario, and it's like, woohoo! It's my boy. You love the guy, but why pick him when you could pick the other more unique, refined characters? No offense, Mario, Wario is just built different. Really, that's the very embodiment of the current era's absolute buffet of 2D side-scrollers. You've got long absent or tarnished series being revived with games like Sonic Mania and Metroid Dread, as well as a ton of indie games that seldom disappoint, from the frame-perfect Celeste to the simple yet refined Shovel Knight, even to the absolute chaos that is Pizza Tower. And that's without even mentioning Donkey Kong Country, Mega Man, Hollow Knight, Kirby, all of whom are known for cranking out nothing but absolute fire. Heck, even if we're still talking ports, the Kirby remake we got this year was one of the best games in the whole series. All that is a long-winded way of saying that Mario does have some competition in the arena of 2D games. His games are all-time classics, sure, but when was the last time they really reinvented the wheel? It's easy to understand why many were skeptical of whether or not Mario was still in the business of 2D platformers, all things considered. And while Super Mario Bros. Wonder's announcement was a breath of fresh air, many fans were, and probably are, still skeptical over whether or not the game will really be something new for Mario fans. I mean, it's been 11 years, Mario, and like we said, we've gotten some of the greatest platformers of all time since you focused on other genres. But recently, just less than 2 months before its release, a 15-minute long Nintendo Direct solely centered on Mario's newest outing was released. And can I just say, Mama frickin' Mia. Now, first off, turns out I was wrong in our last video on this game, as Mario does in fact have a new voice actor, which means so does Luigi by extension. But we're glad that we have a specific reason to bring this up, actually, because it's not the only thing that's getting a rework. In this game, Mario and friends travel to the Flower Kingdom, invited by Prince Florian. So, a new setting, check, and also a new character, check. And he's also so cute and goofy looking. I mean, look at this little guy. There's also the newly expressive art style and animations, sort of akin to Kirby, and there are even some new renders like these of Bowser and Bowser Jr. from the game's official website. So a big check on everything getting a fresh coat of paint. Heck, even the story looks pretty interesting, as while the father-son duo are still the villains as usual, Bowser has been fused with a straight-up castle, and Bowser Jr. has turned into this. This is just, I mean, holy crap. I don't know how they managed to make this little baby turtle dragon dude look so genuinely badass, but as Bowser Jr. fans, we are all for it. And finally, there's the issue of playable characters. This game having by far the most out of any Mario platformer with a whopping 12 characters. Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Yellow Toad, Blue Toad, Toadette, Nabbit, and Yoshi, along with 3 differently colored Yoshis as well. The last 2 characters are specifically for easy mode, and don't take damage, so if you've got a little kid or a friend who doesn't game much, they can join in on the fun too. I'm not gonna act like Wario and Waluigi's absence isn't a little disappointing, but one day, maybe the lanky purple man will have his day too. The point is, the game looks fresh, but we already knew basically all of that, so let's talk the core issue, the gameplay of course, and we're happy to say that Mario Wonder does not seem to be playing it safe. Which we mean in the best way possible. So let's talk about the many new mechanics being introduced, starting only reasonably with the new power-ups. The classic Fire Flower returning shouldn't surprise anybody too much, but we've got 3 brand new powers that each bring their own wonders to the table. There's the Elephant Fruit, which gives Mario and company chunkiness, and this also allows them to break bricks with their massive trunks. This also comes, of course, with the long-anticipated reveal of the other hero's elephant forms, from which my only real takeaway is that Elephant Toad is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. And even if the whole game was just a single JPEG of him, it might be worth it. We're really getting the genie from Diddy Kong Racing vibes here. There's also the Bubble Flower, which gives you a lovely cotton candy purple and pink color. Oh yeah, and it also lets you use bubbles to capture and defeat enemies from a distance, or jump on them to use as platforms. There's even a Drill Mushroom, which lets you dig into the ground to find treasures and other secrets. Yeah, it's definitely the least cool of the 3 on paper, but you know what? I'm sure it's nice too. But if power-ups don't provide you with enough customization, you can make like a Boy Scout and try on some badges. Collectible badges are scattered throughout the game, each one giving you a different special perk for the stage you use it in. This allows for a really nice amount of customization, and ensures that your playthrough won't get repetitive. The narrator of the Direct also assured us that they aren't all practical, and some are a bit more out there. This fits the game's theme to a T, and I'm excited to see what they pull out with these. Because if the new titular wonder effects are anything to go by, they will not disappoint. Touching the blue wonder flower triggers a significant change in the stage you're in. This can be something relatively simple, like bouncing pipes and stampedes of enemies, or it can be as crazy as an endless wave of bubbles, a top-down platformer experience, or even a space level that, even better still, is a sweet callback to Super Mario World 2, one of the absolute finest 2D outings under Mario's belt. Perhaps most exciting of all is the reveal of segments where you can play as a Goomba, which, although awesome, really makes us wonder how it will affect Mario's mental health. Like, is this what I've been doing to them this whole time? Well, let's put a pin in that. The last category to talk about is the addition of online multiplayer, kind of. In the traditional sense, Mario Wonder doesn't have an online co-op mode, but it has something that we think is even better. What's better than playing with one friend over the internet? Or 2, or 3? How about playing with all the friends in the world? In online mode, Wonder allows players to see each other as player shadows in the levels they're in. This allows them to subtly enjoy the game with others even if they're doing a solo session to wind down. You can share power-ups with other players and even revive them if they die by touching them while they're in ghost form. And of course, the reverse also works. The game also encourages helping others, with a heart point mechanic that rewards you for helping your fellow players. That's not all either. You can purchase cardboard standees with different character shapes on them on stages, and revive fellow players who are struggling. This will give you some passive heart points and, by extension, some serotonin. Really, the idea of being able to enjoy the game at entirely your own pace while simultaneously helping others out is a perfect fit to the vibe of Super Mario in general. Imagine just stocking up on bubble flowers and elephant fruits and passing them out like it's Walter White's home-cooked rock candy. If you're more of a competitive type, no problem. The online friend rooms allows you to hold friend races with your buddies and see which Mario is truly the most super of all. It's never been a question whether or not Mario would keep putting out good games, but Super Mario Bros. Wonder in particular is super exciting. Really, it feels like the series is going full circle. The OG Super Mario Bros. Revolutionized side-scrollers, and Super Mario 64 practically invented the 3D platformer. In recent years, we've already seen Mario Odyssey, a return to the gameplay style of 64 amped up to 11. In this game, after years of repetition, and even more years of radio silence, shows the return of Mario's most iconic game genre, absolutely cranked up on legitimate drugs. Whether you're wanting just a fresh coat of paint or a complete overhaul, Mario Wonder seems to have you covered. So rest assured, everyone's favorite plumber is working overtime to make a 2D platformer that can still compete with the best of the best. And if you still aren't sold, I'll remind you, Elephant Toad. That's all.